Morning. Tea for tarot. Got my tea. And last night I was called to do a brief twin flame message. So this morning when I got up, guess what? I thought I ought to do a love reading. So that's what we're doing. I've already drawn, without looking at, my 3 oracle cards, although it turned into 4 because 2 came from the Twin Flames. Was it the Twin Flames deck? I think it was. No, it wasn't. It was from the Hidden Oracle Truth deck. So we'll have 4 oracle cards: the Art of Manifestation, the Romance Angels one, and the Hidden Oracle deck. I've also got the Twin Flame Love Notes, which I'll incorporate into this reading. And I shall let you know once we've gone through these cards. So far that's come out 3 reversals, 7 of Swords, 4 reversals, 7 of Swords, the Tower, Death, Rebirth, and 2 of Swords, all in reverse. Kind of similar energy that we've been having for other readings. So these are big changes that you're coming into again, with so many. Wonderfully, the Star upright, the Moon reversed, so appropriate. 5 of Cups, 10 of Swords reversed. I'm really loving this reading, and I'm glad I had the message to do it. Queen of Cups reversed, Page of Cups reversed, King of Pentacles upright, and the Hermit. I've got this little deck. 7th Sphere, very pretty. So we'll do some clarifications if we need that with that in a bit. So 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords. The Tower. Death, or Rebirth in this deck. And 2 of Swords there. So that first line is, you may have been feeling really, had some sort of underhand feeling. You might have been led up to a period where you have had some sort of disaster. Something's gone wrong. Maybe you've gone for a separation, or maybe you've been approaching a separation and you felt a bit under attack. A 7 of Swords there is someone being sneaky. So the sneaky underhand behaviour has led to some sort of crisis, some sort of maybe separation. But these are things that you're passing. So it's not like brand new. It's something you're working through. And there's been a bit of resistance to change. I do like in this, you can see the Star through the background. So that's the indication of the hope coming. So normally in my readings, this first line is the energy that's led up to what's about to happen. And you have started to see things for as they are, and you're beginning to come out of that. You are now in a position, or you've recently come to know that you are about to make some decisions to move forward with your life. And I'm very pleased to say that the Star, I mentioned that I could see the Star in this one, but here she is in this beautiful, one of my favourite Light Seers tarot decks. Here she is, clinging on to some hope and a dream. So everything you've been through, you know, if this is a separation or you've recently gone through a separation and you've managed to get through difficulties, you're now being restored into some beautiful hope that's making you remember your dreams, remember who you are, and move forward. This is strengthened again by the subsequent deck, a subsequent card in the deck, which is the Moon. This is reversed. So you're releasing the fears. So maybe you were afraid that you were going to be alone, or maybe you were afraid that your relationship wasn't going to work out. But you don't need to. Everything under the surface. And I love it, this card, when she's upside down, because she's looking down to the moon, and I feel like she's going to scoop it up and take control of it. So she's, you know, you're taking control of those undercurrents of fears. You're no longer going to be controlled by that, and you're going to release it and be able to sort of move forward. There is still an element of disappointment. You know, you're going to feel you have lost something. It's actually not true. In the traditional card, there's a castle in the background. She's moving towards something. So for the moment, the focus, it's like spilt milk. For the moment, the focus is on what she's lost or what she feels she's lost. So maybe you've been unhappy, or something's happened, this tower moment's happened, and you feel like things are never going to be the same again. But there's a cup that is not spilt. There's still one that's remaining. And I wonder what it is that is remaining, that you can hold on to this hope, because it is something very valuable, because the star is going to, it's a bit like the sun, really. It's going to brighten all the dark places. It's going to, you've still got that hope. You've still got that belief that everything's going to be okay. And you are getting over this sense of betrayal. So the Ten of Swords there in reverse is, okay, something's gone wrong. We're not really feeling as we should, but at least we know where we stand. We can't hide from it. Everything's come out in the open. We're going to be fine. We're not going to be, you know, just because you're fine doesn't mean you're not going to be upset, that you're not going to be able to move on. It just means that everything is as it should be. I know that's kind of cliched when you say that, because we hear it a lot in this world, but it truly is the same. You're about to go on a growth path, and what you are going to feel in the next few weeks is you are going to start to feel a lot more centered. The Queen of Cups there, normally she's a bit discombobulated. She can be drawn to wherever her emotions are going, but you will benefit from some meditation, doing things that you love, keeping yourself grounded, going back to those things that fill you with joy and hope and belief and trust. You need to trust that actually what is happening to you right now really is for your highest good. And the Page of Cups. So something you didn't believe, you're going to believe. Because this cup upright is like, in this card they depict a little pig. Pigs might fly. So now you are going to believe it. Something quite unexpected is going to happen. And it's going to help you know that you are on the right path. What's coming? The King of Pentacles. I mean, in a love reading, this is somebody that's stable, that's going to be providing for you, that's coming forward with a tangible offer. You're going to be able to trust this person, and they are going to do everything to make you feel secure. They're going to be loyal. There's the dog. They're going to be abundant. Yes, maybe with money, but also with their affection, their plans. You're going to see this coming. Could be an earth energy. That's a Capricorn, Taurian energy. I often feel as a Capricorn, I feel that as a Capricorn energy, but Taurian And they're going to share the same beliefs as you. They may be a little bit more mature, either in their personality, or they might actually physically, numerically be older than you. And you're going to be able to reflect on the path that you've taken and how it's led you to this place. So this reading is about maybe relatively recent turmoil that has caused an end or a change in your relationship. It is reminding you to have faith that you are on the right path. And if you're not separating, and it is because something's happened that's caused a little bit of mistrust and you've seen, and that's come out in the open, that's going to be a good thing, because the person that you're dealing with is going to step up and become this King of Pentacles. But if you have gone for a separation and it is no longer moving forward, that is a new person coming in who is going to be just right for you. There's a longer time frame because the first initial cards were Major Arcana, and they are suggesting a longer term. Could be that this person is going to be in your life for longer term. So let's just have a look at a couple of clarifiers on that. Although it's relatively clear that you're starting to overcome from this betrayal and you're going to be moving forward. Nothing is ever smooth sailing, and it's never done. Double clarification, the Hermit. Definitely a time for reflection, to look at. And I love the way these two are actually looking at each other. So this person may, for me now, this feels like a new person coming in, or somebody that's radically changed, regretted their behaviour, regretted the things that they did. And there was a mini read earlier where they were apologising. So you could be reflecting the energy of this person. They are going to have the same qualities, the same outlook on life. They're going to have very similar values. So I do feel with that is a new person coming after a time of maybe not being valued. The Eight of Pentacles. Some work to do, some inner work, but also they will want to work with you on your future life, building your future life. They will want to pay attention to the things that you need. They're gonna be very supportive of you, and they're gonna know what's required of them to make a relationship work. This isn't somebody that's just in it for the moment. It's not somebody that can't commit. It's 100% somebody that sees something in you, that really values that, and is ready to move forward into this new stage of life. So they're going to be slow about it. They're not going to rush in. You're going to know this. It's going to be slow and steady. This is the Lovers card in reverse. And for me, there with these other cards, that is about making a decision, but being slow and purposeful with that decision. That doesn't mean they're not going to vocalize how they feel or what their plans are. They're just going to make sure they're thinking, they're acting, they're going to be watching you, making sure you're the right person. And if you've known this person for a while, they are going to already know that you are right for them. Seven of Pentacles. So that clarifies it again. Eight of Pentacles, putting in the work. They're going to put in the work. The Lovers in reverse, they're going to do this slowly. That's not a direct translation. That's me feeling that. And then the Seven of Pentacles, which is waiting. Somebody that's already made the first steps, or is about to make the first steps. And because this came from a twin flame reading, this could be somebody sitting, you know, that you're waiting to meet. But if it is somebody that you have met now, that Seven of Pentacles is all about putting in the work and then waiting for it to happen. So if you've still got to get over some trauma of the chaos that happened in the ending of another relationship, or you're in an existing relationship and there's been something that's happened that's caused mistrust, then you need to put in that work and that commitment as well, to make sure that this has the best outcome. Five of Wands. Honing your skills, honing your relationship skills. This is a person, if it's not the person that you're with at the moment where you're having difficult problems with, the new person will already done some self-development. They will know that they need to work on relationships, and they want a relationship. They know the benefit of being a couple. The Moon in reverse, again, another clarification. We had the Moon in reverse here. It's very, very certain. So fears are going to be released. You're going to really know you can trust this person. And, you know, whatever's come out if in an existing relationship, it's going to really help, because, yes, and I've just lost my voice, so they may find it hard to acknowledge the hurt. I'm actually now feeling really emotional. So they're very sorry. But they need to acknowledge the hurt that they have caused you. And this unraveling is essential for the growth. And even if this has been a separation, you need to understand that it is better to sort of like be a bit more cathartic, cry, rest, and not be afraid. There are lots of things we can do, lots of tools we can do, meditation, you know, things that we love. Reading is coming to mind, sitting down reading, watching your favorite films to soothe us. And I did actually pick out a lot of pink cards today, and the twin flame reading was about somebody being a guiding light to them. So hold on to those aspects of life where you've had people that you can lean on, where you're getting love in a different way, not necessarily in a romantic way, but in a friendship kind of way. If you're female, your female friendship groups are probably very supportive for you. And know that you're loved to help you through this period. And then we've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse again. So someone is holding off on that offer of love. And that's for good reason, because the King of Pentacles that we see later is not just going to be flippant. They're not going to be somebody that comes in and love bombs you. They're not going to be coming in with, you know, false words just to gain your favor, or to just gain your light for their benefits. They're going to, as I said earlier, know your value, and that takes time for that to get into place. And the Ace of Pentacles. So this is the promise, like the Star card. It's the promise of a new, abundant future. Ace of Pentacles is materialistic, so it does go with this King of Pentacles. But abundance is more than just money. It does give us security. But I really love this because it's a new abundance cycle. All those steps, these steps on this Hermit card, the path that you have led, the time that you've had to think, the reflection that you've had to do with your twin or your soulmate. Oh, I put them the wrong way around. There we go. That's all extremely important. This card, oh, sorry, my camera cut off. So this reflection that you were doing, this card, I'm also seeing maybe some inner child work, because this little hermit does look very childlike. So, you know, look at some of your past wounding, look at where you can heal. It's going to be really valuable to you, and it won't be wasted effort. I'm definitely seeing that here as I've picked the cards up. All the effort that you put into your personal development, into your healing, is going to be repaid. You're going to benefit from it. Nine of Swords. It's just a reminder that this has been stressful for you, that you might have been having sleepless nights, that you've been worrying. I don't think you need to worry. No, you don't. The Chariot. Once this kicks into place, it's actually going to progress really quickly. And if that sounds a little contrary to me saying that this person is going to go very slowly, they're going to want to make sure, you know, it isn't. It just means they won't be saying what they, you know, they won't be telling you fairy tales. They will be putting in the work behind the scene. They will be very stable, very reliable, and they are just what you deserve. And they are going to meet you like those two hermits. They're going to meet you on your values. They're going to love you in the way that you want to be loved, and you're going to love them back in the way that you want to be loved. I really like this reading. I just want to show you this. I picked these little plates. They're for cake, but I had to put one out today, and I put my little Twin Flames love notes on it. It does say love you more. So, you know what they say, no thing is a coincidence. This person is going to love you more than anyone has ever loved you, and you are going to love them more than you have ever loved anyone. But you just, maybe they're not going to come in the way that you thought they were going to come in. They're going to come in a different format, and you're going to be shocked by how much and how certain they are about you. Let's have a look if there's any little love notes. Oh, I don't know why my camera does it. It says, my love for you is stronger than ever. Of course it is, because they love you more and you love them more than anybody that you've ever met. Our paths will always reunite. And I don't feel like that's, I mean, if this is a separation that you've gone through, and this is a person that you're working through the issues in the relationship, then that's a sign that this is going to come back together. But I feel it's more, like I said before, you're going to have these shared visions of a future. You're going to really understand each other's values and pathways, the steps there. You're going to have gone through similar life experiences, and these are going to be things that mean that you know, mean that you recognize this person as somebody that you'll be able to build a life with. You have to be patient. That is because this King of Pentacles is not in a hurry. And he's not in a hurry because he wants something to keep. And I'm just going to do one more of these before we look at our oracles. You light up my world. And the reason I'm laughing is because at the beginning of this reading, if you remember, I said I did a twin flame. It said, you are the light of my life, or something like that. Can't remember off the top of my head now. But there's further confirmation. So that this reading was meant to be, it was a message from that I was getting, and it was important to come out. So hopefully this reading catches you at a time when you need it most. The Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. The first one is notice this deck is not just for love, but the first word that's on the picture is love. It says internal dialogue. So that's a bit of the hermit energy that we're getting. We all have an internal dialogue within our mind, a constant stream of inner conversation. Is your dialogue kind, supportive, and affirming? Or is it critical, judgmental of both yourself and others? This card asks you to listen to your inner words and, if necessary, take the steps to consciously change your language. It's a little bit there about your personal development, a little bit there about your internal reflection, but also this releasing the fears. We had two moon cards in reverse, and you need to take a little extra care that you're not allowing the fear that you might be feeling in a space of separation, if you're separate from your person, or while you're waiting to meet them, or during the phase that this is growing and you're getting to know each other. You need to be fearless about this. The romance angel cards, heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So particularly relevant with someone that you're in separation from. Make sure it's clear. You're getting a lot of support. I don't know what's wrong with my camera today, but it keeps cutting out. So I was saying particularly relevant in separation, but also in terms of with a new relationship, it's very important that you speak your mind and you don't hide what it is you're looking for. You make it very obvious, and sometimes we feel a little bit vulnerable about doing that because we feel like we can be taken advantage of. But it's essential that people know where you're coming from, because you can weed out those that do not have our best interests at heart and find the one that really does share your views and share your vision. And so the final two cards there from the Hidden Oracle Truth. So if you are in separation and you have lost the person that you love, it says you don't know how hard it was to let you go. I don't know if that's an apology. It's slightly out of context for the rest of this reading. But if you've gone through that separation and you are just, wondering if you mattered, you did. They just weren't right for you. And you speak to me through music. So you may be getting signs through music. Certain lyrics may come to mind, songs that have a relevance to you, that might have mattered. And you may be getting those little messages literally through the words of the songs, and they may act as confirmation that your King of Pentacles is coming. So either your relationship's going to come back together. Please don't hold false hope out. You will know if that's meant to be. Or you sometimes, when a person that is not coming in yet and you can't see them, and you might think, oh, I know this is happening. Sometimes you'll get your turn on the radio, or you put your iPod on shuffle or whatever and a song will appear and it will completely echo what you feel like, that that in the background that this person is arriving. And it's really a sign that you are ready to receive this new amazing person, someone that's going to love you more. All right. Thanks for joining me for this. And sun's in my eyes, showing a bright future. So speak to you soon.